Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. We're going to be grinding for some arena time and catalyst. So let's get right into it so we don't waste time. And we're going to talk about some tips and tricks with selecting players. There's no tip on selecting players. I just start at the top of the roster. I do the first 200,000 points with level 4, or I grind with level 4 champs until, or 4-star champs I should say, until we get to that 3 times multiplier. Right now we at about 337,000. Once we get into the 3 times multiplier, then I go up to the 5-star champions when grinding these arenas. So the first match we have Medusa. And again, she is very, very effective with taking down robots, as we know. But as you can see, once you do that parry and you let off that level 2, that special 2 does incredible damage, stuns the opponent, and then you could pretty much finish them off with medium, light, or heavy attacks. Let's take a look now. We're using Nick Fury. Nick Fury is really one of the top bleed members, champs in the game, I should say. And what you want to do with Nick Fury is you want to use your heavies and get that bleed going until it's 7 bleeds. Once it's over 7 bleeds, you have like an internal bleed going. So what I do is I just spam the special 1. If they bleed. If they don't bleed, then I go straight up to SP3. I build until I get that. I'm using the heavies all of the time, and I try to kill them off actually without using the second Nick Fury. So I think Nick Fury is good enough to just use him as a regular champ. The second Nick Fury again is just a safety net. Here we have Hyperion. Hyperion is one of my favorite champions in the game. I think you want to just let that heavy go and hope you get to those critical rating, that crit going, and spam that level 1 and it's all over. Okay, so we had 423,000. The next milestone is 500,000 points. We want to get to 1100 points today, at least in this video, so that should take about 20 to 30 minutes of grind time to get that achieved. I'm not using any boosts, no extra points or anything else. I'm just grinding the top 5 stars that I have in sequence, just to show you a variety of different gameplay. I use Karnak to go up against Spider-Man because when he uses his SP1, again he has the ability to stop Spider-Man's evade. So very underrated champion, Karnak. The guy is just a monster for destruction. He takes care of poisons, bleeds, and everything else a lot faster than any other champion, and he's a great synergy to Medusa. Stark Enhanced Spidey, one of those top 13 champs I keep speaking about all of the time. Again, he's very good for those evades. Parry, take that heavy off. You drain all of the opponent's power, and then you let that special 2 go, and then guess what? The shock just kills him off. And Spider-Man is one of the better champions in the game and hardest hitters in the game. Here we go with Voodoo. And Voodoo again, I want to always build to his SP2 before I do anything else with him. He has great block proficiency, so he doesn't really take damage. Let that SP2 go, and as you can see, I just want you to look at Magic's power meter right now. Her power is just being drained away with that SP2 with Voodoo. And when he gets his SP1, I'm gonna let that loose again so that we have that boom, Venom Spirit go. And then we're just gonna finish her off because she's already done, and there's no really power gain. So Voodoo is great for power gain. Here we go. We're up to 505,000 points. Multiplier 3, 10 win streak. And it should take 10 more. I'm saying it should take about 10 more gameplay team play to get to the 1.1 million points that we need. So here we have, I'm going to put up Human Torch against the Mystic, because Human Torch is just one of the best champions against Mystic champs. Next underrated champion is the Stagger, and from that Thor, Jane Fonda. So what she's gonna do is we want to parry and stagger and then release that level 1, that special one, sorry, to increase that shock. Once you have them in shock, then every hit has a possibility of stunning the champion. And once you have that stun going, she's just a chain of stuns, and there's nothing that they could really do. Boom, here you go again, shock, parry, and that's it. The end of him. It's finished. So let's see who's next. Human Torch. Gonna take some damage here just to see what he does. Then guess what? Heavies, you wanna load up that heavy, use the heavy and hold it to use maximum temperature, to get to maximum temperature. And then you could pretty much just lay waste to the opponent. There you go. Charge the heavies and let it loose. Pretty simple fight, very fast. One of my next very favorite champions, and he works great with Stark Spidey, is the bad boy Green Goblin. SP1, if you let it loose right here, he drains the power on the opponent, which is very good at preventing them to get into their SP3. So he's great for that. But his level 2 does massive damage. His level 2 does everything. Poison, shock. He just devastates them with everything there. So let's see what he does again. Let's see what we're at. We're at 585,000 points right now. We're going with the next 3 on the roster, and we're going to go with Gwenpool Fight to showcase some of her gameplay, and we're going to move Blade down, and that looks pretty good. We're going to keep Iron Man up against the Bleed champion here, which is Black Panther. And so when you're selecting the gameplay, you want to always choose a champ that is going to counter whoever the opponent is. So this is a perfect example of the Iron Man, who is very bleed resistant, against the Black Panther, who is doing massive bleed damage if you take bleed. But here we go. We just parry, and we're going to let that SP2 go when we get a chance. Boom, boom, boom. And here we go. And he's going to be done with that Incinerate. He's going to do his level 3. But again, this gameplay, we don't mind them going to level 3 because it's a one-on-one game. It's not a quest where we need them to have health for the next match. So the gameplay, using champs with just the arena, you could make mistakes, you could take some damage and still end up winning the fight. As long as you win 2 out of those 3 fights, you keep that 3 times multiplier in play, and that gives you maximum points. And again, we're not using boost, we're not using point boost to get there faster, because I'm not grinding for a champ right here. I'm grinding for that basic, the tier 4 basic catalyst. So we just need to get to 1100 points to get one, and then we get to 2 million points. 1.1 million points, sorry, to get the first catalyst, and then 200,000 points to get the second catalyst. So in this video, we'll probably get to the 1.1 million, and then we'll close this video off today. Void, again, you just want to spam his level 1, showing you he takes damage, but no problem. He spams his level 1 and he takes her out. And he's a perfect example of fighting Storm, because the more power you have is the more damage she can do to you. So you just want to release that level 1 all the time on Storm, so she has nothing to work with. The man himself, Blade, One of the top 13s with that I think is one of the better champions in the game. I don't have him awakened, but here we go. Parry. He does so much damage with that bleed, and then he gets instant power gain with the bleeding opponent. His power gain goes through the roof, so you want to be close to her for that to work. But again, basic arena grinding. You just need to kill the opponent, so by any means necessary, and he just takes her out with no problem. Gwenpool, great for attack, not so great for defense. It's sort of like a Ghost. Very good for attack, not so good for defense. Here we're gonna go with Moon Knight. We're gonna go with Star-Lord and Punisher 2099. And here we go. Let's see what we're gonna do with this video. I guess they look pretty good like that. So we're gonna just take these fights as it is. Now, this guy has been getting a bad name all over the internet. Oh, Moon Knight is not good. Moon Knight is not good. Well, check this fight out. Moon Knight, in my opinion, is fantastic. Who knew you could cause that much bleed with that stick? And with certain synergies, he actually revives and regenerates. So you check out his synergy with some other champions. But he is great for fighting. He's great for defense. Not defense, but he's great for the attack, because when you hold that block, he takes really no damage, and he has one of the best health pools in the game. So Moon Knight is one of my favorite champions to play with, and he has awesome animation. The hard hitter himself, Star-Lord, all you have to do is keep that hit going. The harder he hits, the more he has on that hit combo. The harder he hits, and he takes out pretty much anybody in the game. And there we go. Boom, boom, boom. 20 hits, 22 hits all over. Star-Lord, however, must be awakened. Punisher 1099, I'll say it again. I said it in the last video. I said you get to his special one as soon as possible. You want to fire that off, so his charges go up over 50. Once he has over 50 on that charge, battery charge, the opponent cannot get to this special 3. So he pretty much tanks that special 3 if you keep the battery over. I let it go over because, again, this is an arena fight. I just want to kill him off. We're going to okay, so he fired his SP3 on us. He's gonna do some damage to us right now. Boom. Next thing with Punisher 2099, we also have that safeguard of the health rejuvenation under about 10%. He rejuvenates his health, gives us a little more time to deal with the damage. Let's see if we could showcase that in this video. Let's go with this. And let's see if we could get him down to below 10% so that regeneration goes down. Well, as you can see, we just lost some battery under over 50. We were like 79 battery charge. We dropped to under 50. We lost 50 of it, or 30 of it, because we tanked his special 3, but I let it go so that he could hit us with his special, and hopefully we survive it. There you go, 1% survive. And then we're just going to wreak havoc on this guy now. There's no way he's going to take us out. Boom. And there you go. Punisher 2099. When you think he's out of the game, he's still in the game. So let's see what else we have here. We probably have a couple more fights to get to that 11. Okay, 743. So maybe in about 7 or more of these fights, team fights, we should get to the 1.1 million. Okay, let's see who we go in with now. This looks good, so let's continue there. Hulk Ragnarok, one of the top 13 we keep speaking about. He is just a champ. If you don't want to have skills, you don't want to have any game time, newer members could just tap, medium, light, heavy. It doesn't matter what you do with this guy, he's going to just wreak havoc on you. So it's one of the easiest champs to use in the game if you just want to just do total destruction and take the opponent out. He is just a no-brainer. Tap, doom, and stuns on the SP1, heal blocks as well. And here you go, watch, boom. And he's like a tank, he takes a ton of damage. He also has a nice regenerate, certain synergies, he's unstoppable. Thor Ragnarok just gets the job done, boom. Again, really no skill level with this guy. This guy is just tap and destroy. Now Phoenix takes a little bit more skill. You need to know what to do, how to use her. And we going to, let's see, you gotta do rank up those heavy so you get those crit ratings up. Boom. We're gonna take some damage here, but again, she's awakened, so she does not die with any knockout blow. She is going to regenerate a bit as long as you have those charges up. We're gonna get it over 10. We want to fire that SP3 right now, and I missed it because she was over the 10. We could fire, well, I missed the 3, my mistake, and I'm gonna pay for that mistake soon. I should have waited for the 3 and fired it off, and then we would have took him out. But let's see how far we could pull this off. Well, he's already at his SP3, so I'm thinking this is the match to lose. She's gonna rejuvenate here. I'm gonna try it. Boom. SP1, she's gonna get her massive power gain going here now, but that looks like it's all over. Again, arena grinding, so you don't mind losing 1, but now we're gonna have to have perfect gameplay because we don't want to lose 2 because we're gonna be dropped back down to that 0 multiplier. So we don't want to ever get here. So I'm not gonna make any mistakes with this fight because we can't afford to lose this fight. So there's no playtime here now. We want to get back into that 3 times multiplier. So let's see what we do. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna drop some heavies and level 1s on her and just incinerate her to death. There you go. We're gonna do some dexterity or just get away from her level, her HP1. She's throwing that a lot. So the next thing with arena grinding or any gameplay, you need to use that dexterity. You need to know when to back off. You need to know when to bait out the opponent's SPs because it's so powerful and damaging to you. So you really want to bait out their level 1 and level 2. You do not want champs to get to level 3 if your health pool is not as big or can't handle it. You don't want Thor to get to his level 3. You don't want to get Havoc to his level 3. There's quite a few champions you do not want to get. You don't want Aegon, for example, to get to their level 3 because it's just devastating. So here we have Korg. We're going to match up the Korg to the big guy, Rhino. And let's see how we take this match on. Rhino is a little bit annoying, but very simple to play. He's unstoppable sometimes. Is a bit annoying, but we have Korg awakened, so anything that he does with light and medium attacks is going to actually hurt him more than it's going to hurt us. Nice thing with Korg is he actually is able, one of the few champions, able to tank a SP3 once he has that rock start going. And he does go unblockable for a couple seconds. And you could make use of it. And as you could see, he fired off a level 3 on us and did very little to no damage. So we're not worried about level 3s with Korg. Punisher 2099, not worried about SP3s once he has that battery charge over 50. So that's all good. Let's see. Okay, so Proxima Midnight is going here now. We want to dash in and do the intercept so we get that true accuracy going. Again, nice parries and blocks. She's awesome. Very good with Corvus again. Corvus Glaives keep those persistent charges going as well. And she's going to do massive damage. Let's fire off that SP2, see what we could get done. Stun. We're going to... Okay, next heavy. Block. Let's do that SP1, and that's all over. Boom. Oh, well, I thought she would have been all over. There you go. Not a problem. We're still at multiplier 3. We have Ghost, next champion with the Hood, takes no damage from SP3. So you really want to team up with the Hood. You want to team her up with Ant-Man, and that whole Ant-Man Wasp, that whole synergy is fantastic. But I think one of her best synergies is with the Hood, who I like as well, so I don't mind playing that. But again, she's supposed to be one, and if you look at the all over the internet, YouTube is saying that well, she's probably the #1 champion in the game. Again, #1 champion, yes, if and only you use her now for attack. She's terrible at defense, and if you're using her at attack, your gameplay has better be spot on. Like you saw, I missed the dash back and special, so she took no damage. I connected there on the last one. But if you make an error with her, you're dead, because her health pool is very, very low. She could take a lot of damage if she doesn't have the right synergies. So I don't like champs too much that needs and relies on a lot of synergies, because it limits your gameplay in certain circumstances. So champs like Hyperion, for example, this guy works on any team. He just pulls his weight, he does a massive amount of damage, and you don't need to team him up with anyone. Okay, one of the guys on this team, Sabretooth, and of course Venompool. I love Venompool, and just like Venom, they have a nice regeneration factor on them, as long as the opponent has some type of buff like a shield or what Venom always has tons of buffs on them. When your Venompool has his SP1 and you fire it off, he always fires off that regeneration, so that's cool. It's not good, but it doesn't work with champs that does not have a buff on them. But as long as they have a buff, you could fire it off. Don't need to fire it off here because he's so devastating with that SP2, bleeds you a ton, and that fight was just over. Newer champ in the game again. We go, and this is Hawkeye's new version that Ronan that they brought into the game. He's pretty good in attack, actually. I like this guy. I haven't played him a lot, but as you can see, does a credible amount of damage. You're supposed to be light, dash back, light, dash, light, dash back, and you get different abilities activated on him. Haven't played him a lot, so let's look at this Sabretooth. I don't have him awakened. He would have great regeneration if he was awakened. Again, I love champs that regenerate. Gives you a longer gameplay. But his bleed damage is so cool, and he has a lot of utility against cold snaps and stuff like that. So I would say that Sabretooth is a fantastic champion in the game. He's not on the top 13 that I listed before, but he's up there. Then we have the king himself, Aegon. We need him awakened really to be good at longer fights and getting that persistency going from fight to fight. But again, don't need to have him awakened for these fights. He does a lot of damage here. Taskmaster, again, pretty good champion. I really don't like playing with him a lot, but he does win all the fights for me. I have never really lost fights with him, so he must be good. I just don't like him, but that's okay. You don't have to like him to win the fight, right? So the nice thing is the game is actually going to tell you what to use, whether to use a light, because he's mimicking exactly what the opponent does, whether to use SP2, SP1, use a heavy, and you just follow that, and it's all good. So if I was in an arena gameplay that was questing, I would follow those instructions. For this straight up arena, one-on-one fights with no more need for health to go into a second fight, you could pretty much do what you want as long as you don't lose the fight, or at least don't lose at least more than 2 fights. 1 fight, sorry. To keep that multiplier going. And here we have Aegon. You want to put off that heavy as soon as possible to keep that combo shield going. Now he's at 17. We take a couple of hits to see that the combo shield is there. More hits. And it's gone. And then I'm going to do his SP3. And his SP3 is just going to finish pretty much any fight. They need to use it there for this fight, but again, it's all over. Okay, let's see who we have next. Gwenpool. Now, a lot of people believe that Mordok is one of the tougher champs in the game, more annoying fights with everyone puts him in Alliance War. But let me tell you, he is no match for Gwenpool with her blades. I missed one of those dexterities there, so that was my fault. So you want to really intercept this guy, couple light or medium attacks, 1, 2, 3, and get out of his way. 1, 2, 3, get out of his way. Dodge that SP1, bait it out, and then go back in for the kill. And as you can see there, Gwenpool took little to no damage and he was all out. So any blade champion is great for him as long as you get his defense down. 2, 3, let's see who else is on the 5-star. Let's go for next 5-star champs, and let's just take them in order so we could showcase a variety of gameplay. So let's go with the Thing. Yeah, let's take him in and see how strong he is. He's supposed to be very tough as defense, but he's not going to be any match for Captain America. With the amount of damage he does, the Thing, and Captain America uses that shield, takes no damage, it's going to be an easy matchup for the Thing. So if you're going up against anyone with a Thing, you want to bring Cap into the game because he pretty much tanks everything that this guy throws at you. And same with Loki. Anyone that has buffs, you fire his SP1, he grabs their buffs, uses it for himself. So any champ with regeneration keeps him in the game, and he's just an annoying champ, but he's a lot of fun as well, and great synergy for Thor and all the stronger fighters in the game. This guy, very underrated again, Captain America Civil War. He has massive shields. You can SP1 and build that shield even more, but I love his SP2, and I love his heavies because he puts them on heal block. But when you fire that SP2, you just drain all of the opponent's power. I missed it there, but here we go. I'm going to fire it off now and take all of that power off. So it's great for power drain. So he has a lot of good utility to help you in a lot of matchups. So I don't mind ranking up my Civil Warrior because he has that heal block, he has power drain, he has it all. The fights take a little bit longer because he does not hit as hard as some of the other fighters, but you could pretty much control the fight if you wanted to. Alright, let's finish this off. Here we go, power drain. Oh, I thought he would have been dead there, and he's out of the fight. So, here's the big bad boy fight, the Thing. And kinetic charge is already happening with the parries. You want to parry this guy, get out of his way. 2, 3, and move. Boom. He's going to try to give, and all he's doing is charging up my charges. And look at the health pool on Cap. Captain America is going nowhere. And then you just want to intercept. So a lot of intercepts with him. 1, 2, 3, get out of the way. You don't want to go to 4, 5 because he's going to go into that unstoppable kill mode once he has all those what is it, rock charges or something up. Over 15 I believe he goes unstoppable. So you got to keep your eye on that. And again, I'm not going to go into too many details. You could always read up of the on the individual champs. This is just a showcase. We have 18 win streak so far. And we close to that one, so maybe 2 more fights, team fights here, and we should be done with this video. And let's just showcase, let's see. Yep, Vision is going to be able to take out Iceman with no problem. We do have the class advantage with tech over mutant. So you want to look at your class advantages when you're selecting arena playtime here as well. You want to make sure you have the right matchups. And sometimes it doesn't make a difference what champ you have. You're so overpowered that it doesn't make a difference what class you go up against. You're going to win the fight. But sometimes it does matter. So as soon as you get into the fight, you want to use your heavy with this guy. Heavy puts that spores on her and keeps the spores on her. So you want to use that as well. Here you go. I want to fire the SP2 right after you did the SP1, but we never got to that because the spores just killed her off. Magic, one of the most durable champs in the game, one of the best mystic champs in the game. I believe between she and Ghost Rider. But if you want a power control champ, she could remove buffs, and again, that SP2 just power drains and locks the opponent. So there's nothing else that they could do for the rest of the fight, and you just keep that SP2 spamming, and the fight is pretty much yours. So we had 1.0, we over the 1.1, and we had 19 win streak. So I think that should be it. Alright guys, hope you like the gameplay. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget, work less, play more, and enjoy life.